Imagine my surprise. Just imagine my surprise. When I wake up this morning and I see more complaints coming from the WNBA dump. Now, normally, when the WNBA is polluting the air with toxic whining, the mouth farts are coming directly from WNBA players. But this time, it's not the minimum wage earners in the WNBA dump that are complaining. It's the minimum wage earners who choose to identify as WNBA fans. There is an old saying, be careful what you wish for. Oftentimes, when you want something so bad, when you're willing to do anything to get what you want, when you get exactly what you wanted, it can be unsatisfying. You find yourself wishing that things would go back to the way they were, the way they used to be. For decades, dozens of WNBA fans have went to bed every night praying that pretend basketball would become mainstream. They read their daily devotions in the woke Bible. They kneel before the rainbow flag as they pray to George Floyd. And they ask their object of worship. They beg him to make the WNBA relevant. They wake up the following morning, they grab their prepaid phone and log into their neighbor's Wi-Fi. They explain to the hundreds of bots that follow them on social media how great pretend basketball is. They log into Reddit, or as they call it, my safe space. They fellowship with other people who spent their high school years holding their breath as their head was dunked in the toilet. They join a chorus of complaints as they blame toxic masculinity and mythical misogyny for the decades of huge embarrassing failure in their beloved WNBA. But after decades of failure, after decades of sitting by themselves in empty arenas, watching a painfully boring product that almost resembles Pee Wee basketball, WNBA fans, they have finally gotten their wish. Their dreams have finally come true. The Great White Hope has achieved the impossible and elevated this toxic dump into the mainstream. Now, of course, WNBA fans, they give all the credit to Angel Reese or AJ Wilson, but my name is Asia.
It doesn't matter what your name is.
But the end result is still the same. The WNBA has temporarily infiltrated the mainstream. With that being the case, you would think hardcore fans of pretend basketball would be happy. WNBA fans are outraged. They are threatening to boycott their passion. And I use the term boycott very loosely here. WNBA fans, they are calling this a boycott to make themselves feel better. But the truth is, WNBA fans have been betrayed by the league they supported when no one else was watching. And they're boycotting the league because their minimum wage salaries have failed to keep pace with inflation. Or in this case, man-made inflation created by the WNBA raising ticket prices. Translation: hardcore WNBA fans, they can no longer afford to go to WNBA games. Make sure to like and subscribe. You can follow me on Twitter at KC_BTL84. Let's go ahead and get to the sponsor for today's video, my good friends at Sugar Mountain Trading. Are you struggling with back problems? Do you deal with minor aches, minor pains throughout your day, and you don't want to go to the doctor because all the doctor's going to do is find something else wrong with you? Even worse, prescribe addictive medication that you just don't want to take? I hate going to the doctor. So does my wife, who actually deals with back pain. That's why she has started using and been using CBD lotions and oils from Sugar Mountain Trading. Now, this is not THC. Not going to make you fail a drug test. These CBD lotions and oils, they are specifically designed for rapid pain relief. Like I said, my wife deals with nagging back pain from time to time. Tried over-the-counter stuff, the chiropractor, but none of that ever seemed to work. Within 5 minutes of me applying CBD lotion from Sugar Mountain Trading, her pain is gone. I'm telling you, it's damn near magical. She just ordered more the other day. Sugar Mountain Trading also offers CBD bar soap that will keep you pain-free and smelling fresh at the same time. Bar soap comes in a variety of scents ranging from lavender all the way to cherry almond. More importantly, all CBD products offered at Sugar Mountain Trading, 100% natural, 100% free of THC. So click the link in the description below. Use my promo code BTL20. Save 20% off your first purchase with Sugar Mountain Trading. Headline at the New York Post. Loyal season ticket holders face challenges with price hikes. Ticket prices are getting out of reach. WNBA fans are mad. The New York Post spoke with dedicated fans of the New York Lesbians. These identifiers have been season ticket holders for years. Some of them have been purchasing season tickets since the late 90s when the Lesbians were playing home games on the pavement of Fifth Avenue outside of Central Park. One fan has tickets directly behind the basket. She's often seen on television as the cameras are capturing missed layups. 2 years ago, she paid $500 for season tickets, or as she called it, monthly earnings. Last year, she was slightly frustrated because ticket prices increased by $100, but that's okay. $100 was not enough of an increase to keep her from watching her favorite team. Now, I am assuming she/her pronouns here. With this being the WNBA, you just never know. This lovely birthing person could be choosing to identify as they. Either way, they wasn't going to let a $100 increase prevent they from watching them on the court. But this season, prices doubled. To make matters worse, her tickets next year, they'll cost almost $2,000. Some season tickets are selling for $3,500. This is outrageous! WNBA players aren't even making $3,500 in a season. How do they expect us to pay these exorbitant prices? The harsh truth is, they don't. For starters, these prices, these increased prices, they're not unreasonable. Well, let me correct that. Obviously, these prices are unreasonable. You could not pay me $3,500 to attend 22 WNBA games throughout the summer. If I was an Ice Cube, I would rather be thrown in a furnace than be forced to sit through 22 games of the worst basketball imaginable. But when compared to other leagues, these ticket prices for the WNBA are in line with market value. At $3,500, the average price per game is around $150. And these are good seats. These are lower bowl seats. Nosebleeds for the Pelicans are $4,100 for the season, which is around $100 a game. The Pelicans are a flaming ass fire. They are the worst run franchise in professional sports. The Dump in New York, they won the WNBA Finals last year. They won off-season access to the Golden Toilet, and they're hoping to win again this year so they can be the first winners of the Platinum Pooper. WNBA fans are outraged because they believe that the league that's always represented them is changing. When I go to games, I used to see people like me, blue hair, red hair, purple hair, men pretending to be women. The handful of people was very diverse. Now, all I see is rich white men and their wives and children. The white man is cleansing our turd. Like I've told you guys before, leagues are willing to appeal to woke audiences until it affects them financially. Or in the case of the WNBA, they were willing to appeal to the woke crowd because Normal people refuse to pay attention to them. But as soon as Caitlin Clark entered the league, as soon as normal people started watching the WNBA, what did they do? They priced out the identifiers. They made ticket prices prohibitively expensive. The league, supposedly dedicated to inclusion, is doing everything they can to be exclusive. And look, it's not just the WNBA that does this. Fans of WWE, they are complaining about the same thing. Now, compared to WWE, ticket prices are cheap in the WNBA. The WWE is charging thousands of dollars for tickets to one event. Why? Well, for starters, they know they can. They know people will pay for it. But they're also trying to appeal to a different demo. The grown man with doodle stains in his jeans, they want to replace him with the businessman who is sitting front row with his son. Because the WWE knows that the businessman, he's not bringing his young son to their event if he's sitting next to a grown man with doodle diapers. Maybe, just maybe, the WNBA is realizing the same thing. Maybe the WNBA is realizing that the upper middle class family doesn't want to bring their kids to a game to see blue-haired Claire accuse them of mythical racism because they're wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys. The problem for the WNBA, this is a risky plan. What they're essentially doing is abandoning their legacy fan base, which is counted by the dozens, and they're trying to appeal to casual fans, which is great. That's great if you can maintain their interest. The problem with casual fans, the problem with the fans that the WNBA is trying to appeal to, if the league declines in popularity, if the league falls out of the mainstream, if the WNBA is no longer the place to be, those casual fans will disappear because they have no loyalty to this league. And those legacy fans that supported you for decades, you run the risk of them being pissed off and losing interest. But if you're the WNBA, this is obviously a risk that you have to take. Sound off in the comments below. I'll see you guys tomorrow.